Hello there, and welcome to the Premier League preview for Crystal Palace versus Liverpool. Now, I first of all want to draw your attention to something first that will sort of maybe affect why my team selection might be a bit different to what I would want it to be. Now, there are some allegations that are going against Naby Keita at the moment. Twitter's been rife with it all morning. It's really difficult to actually find any facts about what has happened. The accusations about he performed a sexual assault on a woman. Now, the only perspective that I want to give to you guys, or anyone that's looking at anything, and this is a guy that has normally got a garbage account, just normally really a garbage account. It says, don't accuse Naby Keita, do not say the girl is lying. Let the authorities do their work. Now, there are comments down below here, that it is just, like this one at the top that says it's just another scandal. No one knows anything that's factual at the moment. Do exactly what this says. Let the authorities do their work. You can't say that the person who is accusing Naby Keita that she's a liar because we don't know yet. You can't also, viciously accuse Naby Keita because, again, we don't know yet. So we've just got to sort of let it play out and see what happens. I obviously hope that he hasn't done anything, but I also hope that this girl isn't lying either. So let's just leave it at that for now. For that, he won't be in my starting lineup for Liverpool versus Crystal Palace. I just wanted to start the video with that anyway, because I know that people might be thinking about it, want to ask about it. I might as well just get it out there straight at the start of the video. Now we can move on to the rest of the preview. Liverpool versus Crystal Palace at Anfield. And I don't think home advantage or anything like that, or home away advantage, anything like that, I don't think it really counts as it stands right now, especially with the way the leagues are, and there's obviously no fans in the stadiums. Now, Crystal Palace are in 9th position, and they are having one of the best seasons I remember Crystal Palace having in recent memory. Look at that form of the last 5, 1 loss, 4 wins, and they picked up a really good victory over Bournemouth last time out as well, against a Bournemouth that were exceptionally toothless. Really, really good performance by Crystal Palace overall. Okay, they don't control possession. They don't really care about possession. If they can get the ball, fine. But it's what they do with it when they have it. Like that absolutely brilliant free kick by Milivojevic as well was fantastic and really nice. Nicely worked goal for Jordan Ayew. Patrick Van Aanholt with the assist as well. Make no mistake, this is not going to be an easy game whatsoever. This could even be on par, if not a little bit of a level above, what Everton brought to us at the weekend. This is going to be a really difficult game. I'm not looking at this like, oh, it's Crystal Palace, we'll just breeze through these guys. I don't think that's going to be what happens whatsoever. Now, when we go and look at our last performance, which was against Everton, and this is where I'm going to talk about the starting lineup and such like that as well, there does need to be changes in here. We need to do something that's a little bit different, bring in something that's going to give us a little bit more energy. While we controlled the majority of this game against Everton, we controlled the possession and stuff like that, what we did with the ball wasn't good enough. It just wasn't. Having 10 shots and 3 shots on target, this is stuff that I've talked about in the past at length about we need to make sure that we do, if we're going to have 10 shots at goal, we need to make sure you have 7, 8 of those on target, because that's how you make sure that at least a couple of those shots on target will go in the back of the net. There is every single chance that the goalkeeper you come up against or the defence you come up against that day has an absolute worldie. That can happen. It absolutely can happen. You just have to accept it sometimes. But you have to make sure that you're testing that goalkeeper, that you're testing that defence. The way that I think that we will test it is there's going to be a change in the front line. I firmly believe there'll be a change in the front line. I would be surprised if Bobby Firmino played. I would. His performance wasn't great against Everton. Jurgen Klopp's got a little bit of a thing sometimes where he will just keep sticking with someone, whether they're performing at a high level or not, or they're performing at their usual best, or whether they're not, and he'll just stick with them and let them ride out a bit of a sticky patch, a bit of a tough patch. This sticky patch has been going on for Bobby Firmino since before lockdown. He wasn't necessarily performing, hasn't scored at Anfield well over a year at this point, and he's only scored 8 goals this season in the Premier League alone. He's great. His work rate is fantastic. The way he can drop back into midfield and drop around all around the pitch and pick up the ball and move forward is great, but it's not working right now. Another option that we will do is, I fully believe Mohamed Salah will be playing this game, and I think that we missed him hugely against Everton. His dynamism, his speed, his technical dribbling, his close control with the ball, and the way that he'll cause defenders trouble. And the thing that you get with Salah, regardless of generally where it is in the box, he'll take a shot, he'll take a chance, and that is why he's a very good goal scorer for Liverpool as well. I don't think, Sadio Mane will still be here. Probably one of the top performers, especially in attack for us at the weekend. Fabinho should be in and will need to be in because this is, Crystal Palace, make no mistake. Where are we? Crystal Palace. All these guys, physical. So we're going to need physical presence like a Fabinho in there. Jordan Henderson will definitely be in there. Naby Keita, I'm not expecting him to be there. I think he'll be taken out of the spotlight because of what these things that are going on at the moment. But I think that this also would be a position where we need to get Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain in. I don't want to see Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain playing in a wide position. That's not what I want. I want to see Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain playing in a centre midfield role because that's where you get the best out of him. That is just generally where you get the best out of him. Gini Wijnaldum should be on the bench. Divock Origi should be on the bench. For me, I think you've got to try like Minamino either here and Salah here, or you put Salah over here, Minamino in the middle here. Now, people will turn around and say, well, you've just said about physical. You are absolutely right. Now, if you want someone that's going to physically try and bulldoze the Crystal Palace defence and also the midfield, then you got to go with Divock Origi. You have to go with Divock Origi. I would personally like to see Minamino get more of a chance because I felt against Everton, he was really growing into the game at the time when he was taken off at half-time. And I felt that was a little... I know Klopp came out and said he wanted to experiment and wanted to try, making a substitution at half-time, and then you still have your 3 opportunities to make your other substitutions in the game as well, to make your other 4 substitutions. You still have that option. For me, he deserves much more of a chance than he got. He was growing into the game, and I'd like to see more of him. And I think against Crystal Palace, he could do very well. With Salah as well, that could be really good. And Sadio Mane in the front line, it could be a very dynamic, quick, technical front line. If you want to bulldoze them, then you've got to put Divock Origi on the front line as well. But the one thing that you have to do with Origi as well, when he gets brought on these days, he tends to get moved to the left-hand side. I would much prefer to see Divock Origi going down the middle and keep Sadio Mane on the left-hand side. That's his natural position. Divock Origi is much better as a centre-forward than he is in a wide position because he doesn't have the pace and the trickery that you need like a Mane or a Salah or a Minamino has. That's what you need. Now, in defence, looks like we've lost Joel Matip to a little bit of a short-term injury. Same with James Milner. We don't know whether he's going to be back or not. Might get some more information later today, but I'm making the video a little bit earlier on. We are fully expected to see Andy Robertson come back in, which will help us massively, not just going forward, but defensively as well. There is no doubting that how aggressive and good Andy Robertson is for us. The same thing will go for Joe Gomez. Should be coming in to partner Virgil van Dijk in centre defence. And that will make us a lot better. Our recovery speeds will be a lot better because, again, make no mistake, I feel like I've said that a lot. But Zaha is a very quick player. So is Jordan Ayew. And if they're playing Benteke, then you're going to get a physical presence up there as well, but you're going to need someone that's quick because his flick on balls for people that are coming in behind him, like these guys, Zaha especially. Zaha's obviously going to be the danger man for these guys, but he's not the only threat. And as we saw, yes, it was against Bournemouth, they have threats in all the different positions that they have as well, and obviously set-piece specialist in Luka Milivojevic. So he's going to be a dangerous person, whether he scores or not. And then they've also got options from the bench, like an Andros Townsend, another quick player, can cause problems as well. They've got players that will cause us problems if we let them. So if we go with the right starting 11 with, for me, Alisson, Trent Alexander-Arnold, it'll be Joe Gomez, Van Dijk, Robertson, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Fabinho, Henderson, Salah, Minamino, Mane, or whichever way around you want to switch those guys. That's how I would like to start the game. And then for the bench, we would then still have the likes of a Gini Wijnaldum who can hopefully come on and do something good, better than he did this time. You got Origi. I'd like to see much more of the options of a Harvey Elliott and Nico Williams getting more of a shout, getting much more of a chance as well. Maybe some other guys that we can get in there as well. On the face of it, because when we look at the table, if Palace were to get a point or a win, and let's not, after our performance against Everton, it really didn't actually fill me with a lot of confidence. If they picked up 3 points, they jump themselves straight into 7th position. If they get themselves a point, they jump themselves into 8th position and put Tottenham back down in 9th, depending on how their result goes on Tuesday night. they are doing well this season. They are doing very, very well. And I'm not entirely sure whether Liverpool are going to take that Everton performance and be like, we're not doing that again. Or whether they're just going to be a little bit more complacent and they're going to sort of, like, we can control games all day long. But what you might get from a Crystal Palace is they'll just go, fine, we're going to drop ranks, we're going to stay back here, and we're going to use the likes of a Zaha, going to use the likes of a Jordan Ayew, or even an Andros Townsend, someone like that. We're going to use those as our outlets. If you're going to come up, and when we have like Van Dijk and Joe Gomez in the opposition half, all their forwards have to do is sit just inside the halfway line and wait for a ball. And when you've got ball players like Milivojevic and people like that, even Van Aanholt as well, when you've got people like that that can play a ball out, we're going to get caught on the counter. And that is the one thing that I really worry about, is getting caught on the counter. I'm more confident now that we have Alisson back in goal, but even so, it's still a danger, and I hope that we're prepared for it. I really do. Crystal Palace don't necessarily need the win when you look at the table. I want us to... Every single time that Liverpool play, I want us to win. I don't want us to do anything less. I always want us to win. I'm hoping that we can get the win here. Yes, they're playing Anfield, and Anfield looks great. It's decorated with all the flags and stuff like that. Looks fantastic. I'm just hoping if we go out with the starting lineup that I've talked about in this video, if we go out with that lineup and we go out there with the attitude to go and win, to go and put ourselves on the opposition and do what we do best, put pressure on, play good football and score good goals. If we can do that, we'll walk away with the victory. Absolutely. I don't think it's going to be easy. And I said this about Everton as well. I think if we are going to get out of this game with a win, I think it's going to be close. I'm going to go, this is score prediction, I'm going to go for Liverpool 2, Crystal Palace 1. I don't even know if we'll score the first goal. I really don't. I'm not sure, honestly. I feel that we're just going to be a little bit, we will control, but we might get caught once or twice, something like that anyway. We might save one of them, they might score one of them. I don't entirely know, but I'm predicting a 2-1 victory for Liverpool, but make no mistake, I'm not making that prediction lightly. I think it's going to be difficult. I think it's going to be really, really hard. Let me know what you think in the comments below anyway about this game. Who do you think is going to come out of this game on top, Liverpool or Crystal Palace? Or do you think it will be another draw on the cards for Liverpool? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Also, let me know who you would have starting this game as well. Thank you ever so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed it, please do like it and subscribe. If you're new around here, thank you once again, and I'll catch you later.